Builder fam, we're live. We're doing a thing. I think vulnerability is huge. Authenticity is huge by me. And today we get to talk to two of the people that have to work for me. So peeling back the veil, I hope you enjoy it. We got Tony Velasquez and Dale Phelps, both contributors to Complete Fence. And we're talking about some of the social media stuff we're doing. I hope you enjoy. All right, we're live. I got the freaking goons. I call you guys the goon squad. Tony and Dale. These are my favorites. I did one of these with Peggy, and I tried to remain anonymous, but we're just going to advertise it as is. You guys have to say nice things about me because you're on the payroll. But yeah, I just want to talk to both of you guys about your construction journey, and then particularly this fence levity thing. So I think for the audience, I'll do a quick intro. Dale's an epic residential salesman, a media influencer, and a video enthusiast. Tony is an airman that never shows up to work, but he's part of our DOF, our business improvement team. And I take that back publicly. I love Tony. What's weird is they say that you pick on the people you love most, right? Isn't that weird? And that is really true, because I give Tony the most shit of anybody, other than maybe Ken. I think Tony's
Ken's up there.
Tony's more fun than Ken, but I'm allowed to yell at Ken. I don't yell at anybody. I just always yell. I'm always yelling at Ken, just so you guys know. I literally don't yell at anybody but Ken. But so anyway, if you guys want to just give a quick, I know Dale, we did with the fence levity chat, but just a quick who you are, talk about construction, where you've been, what's important to you, and pretending that I have fans. Let the fans know who you are.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dale. I'm also known as Dale the Whale. I may as well get that out there, too. I don't know about influencer as much as we're trying to make something here. So I'll get to that in a minute. But I was an educator for about 10 years in my first life. I then got into sales in about 2010, sales and marketing in mortgages and real estate. And then when COVID hit, I was looking at different opportunities. I kind of saw where the market was going, and I actually interviewed with Peggy. And then I think it was 48 hours later, I was working in construction at that point. So I was not a construction person, but did have experience in sales and marketing, and got over into fence sales, where I started out just doing, residential, then dabbled in the light commercial and a little bit of commercial. And now I'm in 4 years here. So 4 years in construction. Now, I did grow up with general contractor uncles. So I did have that experience with construction and painting and knocking things down, all that. But that was a lifetime ago, it seems. So, but that's how I got here. And do you want me to talk about, we don't have to talk about fence levity yet, right? We'll talk about
let's do that later. Let's just do the intros, because I want to talk about, I think you guys actually, I'm going to do a quiz. You won't know what you have in common, but you have something in common that I'm really passionate about. All right, B-Dog, you freaking douche. Well, who are you?
So I'm Tony. I guess my career started off active duty Air Force after high school as Intel, kind of computer stuff. Got out and did IT for like 30 years. Pretty much got fed up with it to the point where I just started kind of reaching out to just random companies, and I saw a position for Complete Fence for a office manager that I kept pursuing nonstop. I even made multiple visits. And then finally, out of the blue, Kevin just called me and said if I was still looking. And at that time, that was like a pretty important, when you have those points in your life where you make a decision. Kevin called me at that point because he was offering me a position. Another company was offering me a job, and then my current employer, which was NIU at the time, was offering me another position. And I was like, do I go with the super safe route? Do I go with this middle one that kind of seems in between, or do I go with this crazy guy that, it says he's going to make some position that he doesn't know what it is yet for me? And I was like, you know what? It's that time in my life. I need to take a chance. And so I've never regretted that since. So he hired me on. I was running the yard and the shop And then I kind of took over the fleet. And then I did that for like 3 or 4 months and tried to get that as cleaned up as I could. I didn't know much about the fabrication at all. I relied on Roger a lot. The guy has helped me to get where I am. Went on a 2-week annual tour, came back and was surprised with promotion to residential manager. Did that for almost 2 years. Then got deployed, came back and surprised again with another position change. So now I'm business improvement with Peggy Aschenbrenner, and we're both just passionate about like doing things different. You know, kind of like Steve Jobs, Apple. We do things different. We think different. What kind of fence company is over there exploring AI and making software better for our users and just thinking of new ways to do things? So that's where I am now. And actually, after today, I go to drill this weekend and still doing dual roles. So I'm now aerial porter for the Air Force Reserves while doing this.
Well, thank you for your service. I always give you a hard time about not being at work. I do appreciate your service. There were 2 things I wanted to talk about. One, you cataloged how a little bit rambunctious we have been. We've stabilized since, so you don't have to do a role change every 3 years, hopefully. But there was something. All I remember is I talked to you and then I ghosted you, and then how did that happen? Because I still regret it. I feel like I accidentally. I remember I was at fence tech. I was in Louisiana when I talked to you.
Yeah, you had called me, and then you'd say you would get back to me, and I think I may have called you back just to kind of see what was up. And you're like, I'm still working it. And I think I kind of just held off on the other offers because I was like very intrigued. I was like researching the company, and then just I could see the culture looked great just from the photos on the website. So it's kind of what drew me into like, I need to go with this company. It wasn't so corporate, I guess. I just love the Wild West.
We'll also never be that, by the way.
Yeah.
I know we've gotten a little bit.
Yeah. And then actually one of my favorite stories of Kevin is when we first met. We met up at a bar in that little town just east of Cortland. And when I got there, I gave my card to the waitress and I said, anything that we order tonight, like it's on me. And so afterwards, Kevin went to pay, and he was surprised to see that I had already paid. And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get a job here, you know." And like, that's just what this is what we do, you know. Like, you're helping me out here, so that was just a good time. And then there was a family van parked up out front, and he thought it was mine. I was like, "No, that badass Jeep right there is mine."
That was Elburn, wasn't it? Was it down in Elburn?
Probably.
It was, I think it was before Elburn. It was those little bars. Maple Park.
Yeah. I lived in Maple Park for a little while. So do you remember your onboarding? I've pretty much told you come in for a week and see if you. It was like my greatest onboarding of all time. I was like, hey, just come. We'll pay you for the week and see if you want to do this or not. And you just dove right in. I'm pretty sure it was like the least textbook onboard of all times, but I would claim it to be one of my greater.
It was funny because, you were like, just come on in. I was like, oh, that's perfect. So I took 2 vacation days from NIU, worked 2 days. And then I remember on that second day, at the end of the day, using the restroom and looked in the mirror. And I was like, this is insane. Like, do I want to do this? And I was
like, dirty mirror.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, I'm doing this. And then like, I remember you called me into your office at some point. You're like, so you said something like, how you doing? Or, and it was kind of the way you said it. I was like, is he questioning me right now? I'm like, I'm good. Like, you're not happy, something like that. But you were just kind of giving me a little crap early on. And,
I was just so you know, I was taking your temperature. I would probably ask you if you're scared yet. Like, do you want to? The door is always open. Probably something on my. But you ran with it. But neither of you had any construction experience when you came. Dang it, I blew it. That's what. So I wanted to ask. That was the thing. So it's like, and I was on with Kyle, my co-host earlier. I was talking about like I don't hire construction professionals. I build them. Like I'm like a passion. So that's like, you guys are that's fun for me. It's really fun for me. But I'm sorry, Dale, Tony's taking up the show and we'll shut him up later because
that's okay.
But Tony, so this is something I see in a lot of people, like particularly execs. They don't want to make an industry switch. Like it's scary, right? It's like you've done something. Also, we're going to do a poll of how old the audience thinks Tony is. You look like you're my age. You're significantly older than me, aren't you?
I mean, just a couple months.
You're like a geezer.
He could be your father.
He could.
I mean, actually, I was listening to Tony talk for the last 25 minutes, and he said that he was in IT for 30 years. I didn't realize he was 65. That's first thing. Second thing is he talked about his 2-week annual leave, which he does every month. So he does that at least every month now. And then third of all, Tony started after I did. So just wanted to point those things out.
What year was that for both of you?
Carry on.
That was
2020.
Great.
Was it
22? Right?
Yeah. So this is our fourth year.
Does it feel that way? It's only been 3-4 years. It feels like you guys have been with me for like decades. I mean, I hope I can say that.
It does.
Isn't it? Okay, so wait, what? I want to know, what nationality are you, Tony? I never knew that. I always considered you a dirtbag. I never wondered beyond that.
I'm dirtbaganese, basically. No, I haven't done the, 23andMe or whatever those tests are, but I basically consider myself 3/4 Mexican and 1/4 German.
Okay. Man, so much I could say right now that would not be good. That would not be good. All right, we'll leave that there. Oh, so 3 years. Can you guys? It's funny. This is like a moment of like, I don't know if it's solidarity or just like 3 years ago, like where we've gone, and it feels like it's been 10 years. It's not even I'll let you guys speak, but I would say the company you guys got hired on for is like a remnant. It's not even. Yeah. That's wild.
I mean, there's like 100 more people working here, I think, in the last couple years, right? I mean, we see people all the time, like on meetings that we're like, who's that? It's wild and we're in a new building, which is bigger, better space, and we can wear regular clothes and not be dirty and muddy when we get home, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it's a completely different company.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, sorry, I didn't get to the point. So what enabled you to take for Tony and Dale? I think you're a serial try this, try that, right? You're not really afraid of much. So and I'll ask you the same question, but like, Tony, you'd been working in tech your whole life, and then you're going to a construction company, and like, let's call it what it was, a bit of a dilapidated, like it would, for all intents and purposes, if you walk in the door, you would categorize it as a shit show, right? I mean, we were a shit show of a subcontractor, trying to figure out our way like 3 years ago. I think that's true. We had solid culture. That was great. But like, what enabled you? You were at that moment in life where you wanted more, but what was it that let you take that? Like, that was a big leap for you, and for both of you. But Dale, I think you've been swinging entrepreneurial bats your whole life. So, and I'll ask you the same question, but for Tony first, because I think it's inspiring for a lot of people.
I guess for one is like, I'm an outdoorsy person. I grew up in the country. Like a DIYer. If something's broken with my car, I built my own fence at my previous house with a buddy. So I wasn't in construction, but it's not something that was just like a complete shock to me. Like going out into the yard and getting dirty and jumping in a forklift was not an issue for me. So I guess I'm not like that typical like corporate IT person. But what I will always give credit to is Gio and his guys, because they could have been complete jerks to me. Like, who's this guy? Why is he our boss right now? But I worked right with them, got dirty with them. I wasn't afraid to pick up trash, organize things, because I didn't know everything that they knew at the time. And they pretty much helped me and guided me and went through the processes of what they had. So then when I went to implement things to streamline things and like grid out the yard and stuff like that, they were more on board with it. And I was able to have that repertoire with them where I could sit there and give them shit and give it back. So like, it wasn't like I'm telling you to do this. Like, come on, man, we can do this together. Let's get this done. And like, honestly, like I credit Gio a lot. He's like a heart of our company, I believe, that got me where I am. And then, Peggy, like Dale, like just basically the whole cast of the guys that are with us have been great. Even I butt heads with Dale many times, with Jeremy, Zach, like yelling matches, but it's all part of the growing company and the way we were. It doesn't happen so much anymore, but I consider those guys like really good friends now.
That's right. That's really
once.
That's really fantastic. Dale, do you have any footage of Tony yelling with somebody? Like, I would love to see that. I never witnessed that. I didn't know he could yell.
I should have had the camera out. We had one, I think it was one screaming match, and he was probably trying to save you $200. So to his credit, that's probably what it was. Someone was probably arguing over something that happened, and I was like, let's just give him $200. Tony's like, no, we can't do that. And like started yelling at me. It was probably something like that. So.
Well, Tony, you talked about what has made you successful, and I don't think you and I really appreciate your humility, but I don't think you give yourself enough credit for being. I think it takes a really good manager leader to lead people that know significantly more than you about, like, if you're not a subject matter expert. But I think that's a great testament to you as well. But I really want to dig into and I don't want to get into your personal life, but you're at an inflection point in your career where you've got to make a decision. You're not happy and you got to make a move. What enabled you? And you said that, was it all just that you're familiar and not afraid to get dirty? Or like, a big industry switch, make it more relatable. How did you? I think it's very courageous. I don't want to stoke your ego. I still think you're a dirtbag, but
it was like, it was kind of like a culmination of multiple things. The way they were treating me at the previous employee, like it made me, like, after almost 10 years, like made me realize like they do not care about me or my future. I was going through a divorce, that the pay cut I took to work at that company wasn't going to work for me anymore. And just realizing like, I can't just settle anymore. Like, I can't just coast and just sit at this desk and do this easy job for low pay for a company that doesn't care about me. And being passionate somewhere, like, you see, we love Complete Fence. It's a family. Like, I didn't know that at the time, but I think it's just something that kind of morphed to what it is now. So like, I don't know. It was just like one of those things, like it just hit me. I need to make a change. I don't know if it was your like uniqueness of how it happened. I don't know if it was a culmination of these things happening in my life. Maybe it was like that movie Office Space where like the guy's stuck in an office and he finally gets this construction job and he's just like feeling the best he's ever felt. That first day when you walked me and Brandon Hinchin through the mud. It was like sprinkling out, and I just couldn't believe this was our yard. But you were, very like truthful on how things were. So I can't really like, I don't know if I'm answering how you want me to answer, but it's just, that's kind of like what it was. It was just kind of like, I don't even know if there was much thinking. It was just kind of like, you got to do this, Tony.
I could throw something in that might tie in with that. I think there was a vision that I saw, and your passion for what, and this is where you said say good things about you, so I'm remembering that. But
no, you don't have to. Please don't. No, you put me on blast.
No, but there was Peggy. Peggy is the one I first interviewed with, and I talked to you, and there was a passion and a vision. And listen, this is where we are now. This is not where we're going to be. And the opportunity to be with a company that is growing into something and has kind of a vision for the future was one of the things that was intriguing to me. So I don't know. I thought that kind of tied in with looking out, thinking about the yard, and just like, I'll never forget the first time I went back there. I was like, this is like either Jurassic Park or like the boneyard in Lion King, where all the dead elephants are. It's like, holy God, what is this? So
legend says there's a hidden poop bucket back there from Kentucky Mike.
Dude, prior to Dale's last statement, I was like, this is going to be a great recruiting tool. Now I don't. Now we don't know if we're going to put this up. We no longer have a boneyard. We have a real, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The third, we were essentially a third world company, and now we're kind of first world. Like, we have nicer toys now. Like, the yard's not like it was. Like, this is perfect for recruiting. They didn't have to live through that.
They missed the worst part. They get to come in for the best part. Dale, I don't want to talk anymore about Tony. Is there anything you want to live into that anymore? I mean, what's the
Nah, I mean, I did mortgages for a decade. I was ready to get out of it. And I just had an opportunity. Like, COVID was the best year I could have in mortgages. I mean, everyone was refinancing. Rates were really low. I was selling a couple homes while I was doing mortgages. So I was making decent money, but I was like, all right, I've made enough. I'm good for a while. I could try something different. This opportunity popped up. Like, I don't know if it was social media or LinkedIn or wherever I saw it, but I saw it somewhere and it just was intriguing. Like Tony said, there was just something about it. I'm like, I'll look into this. And then just talking to you guys, and, it took me like 24 hours, not even 24 hours to make the decision. I think by the time I was done talking to Peggy, I was pretty much like, all right, where do I sign up?
All right. So you guys, how did you two come to be such fast friends? Walk me through the relationship of you two clowns. Cause you guys are pretty much there's a little, I don't even know. How do you describe y'all's relationship?
You forced us upon each other. When I became head of residential, Dale was our up and coming superstar, riding Mr. Lombardo's coattails. Yeah. And Dale's just got one of those personalities where like he can befriend just about anyone. Just take him to Fence Tech, and he comes out with about 20 numbers. So yeah, he's just easy to talk to, funny. We butted heads, like you said. I don't think we ever like yelled at each other, but we butted heads.
No. Yeah, we just had difference of opinions, and that's okay.
It's good.
Tony's usually wrong, but it's okay.
Negative.
So yeah, that was it. I mean, Tony was, running the show on residential, and got to know him there, and he wasn't super funny at first, but we realized we had kind of this, and this will tie into where we're going, I guess. Tony was into technology. He has all these cameras. He's got the camera glasses, the Metas or whatever they're called, and does a lot of video. I was doing video and stuff in my past life, and then started to do stuff around the office, which we have so much old footage from the old office, but that kind of brought us together because we used to just throw funny ideas together, and then used to tell you that we should do this show and it should be like The Office, like the show The Office. And I guess that's kind of where we've gotten to over the last month now of starting what we're doing now. So, and Kevin, you probably have some catching up to do with this whole thing. I'm not sure if you've seen some of the last couple of videos, but there's now kind of the character of Tony and the character of Kevin do have this kind of clash going on, and of jabbing a little bit. And you'll have to watch to see what the last couple of videos have been. I'm going to have to edit your videos that you've sent to me and make them into something, but it's kind of like you guys are going to be giving each other a little bit of crap with this.
He's putting these up, and they're already getting thousands of views.
Like, we have Kevin, we've been up for 2 weeks. We have 10,000 views.
Dang.
I mean, we have 27 subscribers. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I could live off that yet, but we're doing all right.
But so, I gotta shout this out to Dale. Like, what he can whip out so quickly is like pretty amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what she said.
Oh God.
We'll rephrase that later. But like, I have the problem of like wanting to like sit there and think about it too much. Whereas if I can just provide Dale with stuff, or he creates stuff, he can like just whip it up pretty freaking quickly and get it posted. And it's just like amazing. Like, I love that you can do that, because something that you do in like literally 10 minutes, I would sit there and be like, all right, I need to work on this for a couple of days before I post it. So like, shout out to you for that.
Well, yeah, you guys started with like meme wars. We had like an inappropriate texting battle where you guys were just like making memes. I didn't even know how to make a meme back then. I was like, dude, there's all these. Wait, did we get the footage of the photo wall war? You have that, Dale? Do you have? Oh,
yeah, I have that footage. I think I have that footage. I have some footage.
Tony,
of the
you
photo
sent
wall.
my wife. We have a pull-up bar in the office, which I think is awesome, and I didn't. She's like, I couldn't even watch that, and I'm like, well, it wasn't that bad. And she's like, you couldn't even do a pull-up, and I was like, he edited it. He definitely edited it. I didn't do a lot, but they weren't that. And yeah,
there was no editing.
Yeah, no, it did. It looked painful.
Wait. So you mentioned the meme. I have to mention this because this was, I don't even know if you knew that we were doing this, but new people would come to the office, and I'm sure you remember this poster. It is still in my office now, rolled up in the back corner. But Tony and Bob, I think it was, had me go sit down in the back office at the old office and shut the door. And Tony made a picture of a woman's body bikini with my head, and I look pretty good. Like, I look pretty good. A lot of people, it was on the door. And whenever someone new would come in, it would be like to see how their sense of humor was. And they would bring them in and sit them down and shut the door. And that would be on the back wall. And people would just like lose their mind laughing. It was just so awkward.
After this, do me a favor. Send me a picture of that. And then send me a picture of my headshot and Tony's headshot after we put our edits on it. So we'll cut that in for the battle. So you guys have been stirring about, and like, you're like, we need to do a video, blah, blah, blah. So you guys have been talking about it. So we're entering in fence levity, which I'll explain, but Genesis goes way back. So I don't know, who started this campaign?
I mean, I don't think it took very long for me to see like the personalities in our office, from Gio, Gio walk around the corner and he'd start dancing. And then just the funny stuff that we had go, like, just all over the office. I mean, there's stuff I don't want to talk about. We'll have to edit it out, but it's funny stuff that I'm like, people would die if they saw like how we were. And my fiance is in Ohio and she's in HR, and she's like, oh my gosh. Even like conversations, I'm like, yeah, Kevin and I talked about that with Kevin. Like, sure. Yeah. Like, not a big deal. So
you got
it just early on, like within a couple of weeks, I think, is when I saw that there was value, and we should have cameras all over the place, and just be videoing everything, because there is content every day. I miss content every day because I'm just not living with a camera.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, can you just do that again? Like, try, and then it's scripted and it's not right, where I should have a GoPro on my head and anyone knows that if I'm coming around, or I got to get the meta glasses too, Tony. We just got to be on and just like pick stuff off, because it's too funny and we miss 89% of it every day.
And so you guys had thrown the idea around, and I at the time, we were always a late social media adopter. We kind of got beat by the internet. If I'm being honest, we're kind of like, we don't need to be worried about Google reviews and Google ads and that bull crap. We're just a good company. And we kind of screwed ourselves up. And then, so you guys had been saying that it was somewhat in jest and somewhat serious. Like, your original proposal, was it the two of you, or was it really Dale? Because I really don't know.
Think mostly Dale.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was both. I mean, we have the ideas, share the ideas.
And arguably we were trying to figure out how to not have crap in the office and dust on our materials. Like, it just wasn't a focal point. But you guys, Dale, we had kind of just diminished. You had said you wanted to do something, and we're kind of like, yeah, maybe. And we weren't going to do it. How did we get from there to here from your take? And I'll position where I think we are, and then you guys can edit it. But take me from Dale's got an idea, wants to do a show, and leadership's kind of like, yeah, sure, maybe, no.
So I think that over the last couple months, you and I had that one-on-one that day that I was not feeling so great. And, I my foot was full of the gout. I was in pain and I was telling Kevin, like, I was just thinking about all sorts of stuff. The future, I have a 16-year-old son, 2 years, he's going to college or wherever he's going. And I'm not really, like all of you guys are my biggest high in the state of Illinois. So I'm like, I'm out at some point and I just feel like, I got to figure out what's next, what I'm going to do or whatever. And Kevin really, talking to the owner about that again, there's a lot of people that wouldn't talk to an owner of a company about like, hey, in a couple of years, I might be gone, like, just so you know. But it was really, just kind of me being me and just being truthful and telling Kevin how I felt. And he kind of took it and was like, then let's figure out your North Star, which, figure out the bigger plan, the bigger goal. Let's get out of the matrix and the stuff that I see him posting videos about now. And just really kind of, it's really cool opportunity to talk to someone with the kind of mind. Kevin's got a unique mind. And, he said, we've talked about this video stuff. Let's just do it. Let's stop talking. Let's start putting stuff together, put a channel together, whatever. So over the weekend, a few weeks back, I started putting the channel together. I texted Tony, let him know. And then, it was, what's the last holiday we just had? Labor Day weekend. It was Sunday of Labor Day. I was at the office by myself and started filming that one video and then edited a bunch of old video together with it. And then that was the start of it. So it was that conversation though, that was finally just like, it's now or when, right? Like if I don't do it, it's not going to happen. So you just have to do it. And, we're just starting, but it's been cool to see like people starting to get into it and we're only going to get better with it. And it's already getting some good views and stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome. So I guess for the audience, the book that I had read and I read it, probably 2-3 months ago, endless customers, and we ought to just be the ultimate source of truth for like the information hub for all things fence, along with kind of just telling our story. Like I think our story is compelling, and it's like, well, why don't we just marry these two? And I think particularly for small businesses, and I don't know if I shared this directly with you, Dale, but I'm like, everybody's going to have to struggle with this. And it's like, maybe we can go show what we can do by just advertising who we are and what we do. We maybe can create a little vertical for Dale. Like I think the way I'm treating this, Dale, is like, it's your project, totally endorsed by me, for us to go tell our story and be a resource, right? So we're kind of doing two things. We're going to tell our story and be, I hope to establish ourselves as some type of subject matter expert in the world of fence. And like, I think we're just going to do that, right? Answer all the common questions, talk about pricing, talk about materials, talk about vetting, talk about, the whole industry. Cause, it's so easy to misunderstand what really goes into putting a fence up in a backyard or putting a fence up around a prison. So like, we're going to tell that story, and then tell our story, right? That's pretty much the thesis, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say if you took a snapshot of it right now, there's a little bit of education in there, but it is 90% entertainment and telling our story through personalities, like if that makes sense. So yes, I think what I keep kind of running through my head when I think about this, it's education, fence, and fun. We're talking about fence, our fence company. We're talking about, education about fence, about buying fence, about do it yourself, about anything fence we have. And I do have kind of like a business plan kind of set out so I can know what I'm going to work on each week with it. But right now I'd say it's mostly entertainment in a sense. But there are other videos sprinkled in there. We just have to grow it. We have to build the videos, make the videos, and get them out there. So I think the first plan was just get videos out there. Don't overthink it. Don't stress. Just get it out there. Some might not be super appropriate and they still get put out there. Until I get in trouble, I'm going to keep doing it. But they're not bad. I mean, it's nothing. I don't think it's anything anyone would be really upset about. It's just authenticity and us being us.
Authenticity is one of our what?
One of our
One
values.
of our core values. How about that?
My favorite core value of us.
But yeah, mine too. It used to be grit, but not. I mean, authenticity is so fleeting in the world, so it's super special. And I think, as far as inappropriateness, it's probably right in line with everything that's been said today. It's probably right in that tone caliber. Eh?
Yeah. I mean, calling Tony a dirtbag, it's not much worse than that.
Hey,
there's a couple of these happening where middle finger goes up and it's blocked off, but that's how many companies do that? Like, everyone does it. Like, people walk by their friends and they throw the finger up. Like, they're just joking. It's okay. It's not hurting anyone. It's not serious.
We're only human. So Dale, what is our goal? Do we have goals? What is our goal? Do we have metrics? What are we hoping to accomplish? And go ahead.
Yeah, we do have some metrics. Again, we're at like 10,500 views. That's the big metrics. We've gone from literally 0 to 27 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. So that's exciting. So now, like, the next goal is get to 50, then 100, and then 200, and so on. So we'll continue to do that. The only way we could do it, though, is being consistent. Like, otherwise it's just going to stop. So I think the big goal is talk about authenticity is people ultimately buy from companies that they know, like, and trust. We all know that. So the hope is that people will see us as not just a place of expertise on fences, but a place that's very human. And I told you before that I've said to people, we're not perfect fence, we're complete fence. So if we do make a mistake, we will make sure that we make it right. We'll fix it. I also tell people that for residential, you pay your 50% deposit to get the order started, and then you pay 50% when you're happy. I don't even say when we're done anymore. I say when you're happy. So then the assumption is, if you're paying us, you're happy. You're not going to write in a bad review because you paid us the 50%. So I think the goal is to educate people. It's to build that know, like, and trust, and to be ourselves and to be authentic, because ultimately we want to do two things with what we're doing. We want to attract people that see who we are and like who we are. I think it's also part of our job as marketing to repel people. If someone sees our stuff and they're like, these guys are unprofessional, go somewhere else. Like, I'm okay with that. I don't know if you're okay with that, but I'm okay with, like, the asshole choosing to go somewhere else because they don't like that I just said asshole, because they're an asshole. I don't know.
See, very circular. There you go. Tony, you're a key contributor. What do you hope, let's say, in a year or 3 years as a result of this initiative? Do you have any aspirations? What outcomes do you hope we achieve through the show?
I mean, heck, if this thing blew up, this would be like a full-time thing, and it's like what I love: photo editing, video editing. We have the tools, we've got the people. So, like, if it blows up, that would be amazing. Right now, it is difficult for me to try and get on these. I've got, my full-time job plus I also handle a lot of the IT stuff before it goes to SysCon. So it's, sometimes it can be difficult for me if Dale's like got an idea and I'm just like, I got to push him off sometimes. And then sometimes, like yesterday, the day before, I'm like, let's go, Dale. And I'm like, we got to get these,
let's just knock these videos out. We had the ideas were going, and that's where Kevin's got to see the video so he could be like, Tony freaking dirtbag.
So basically, I'm trying to stay out of trouble while we're making these, I can't be like, oh, Kevin said I could.
Well, that's why, Tony, we'll talk about this, but in the next week or two, we got to just schedule a 10-minute meeting with Steve and everyone there and just let everyone know, like, we have the support, but there's a bigger purpose that ultimately we need everyone's buy-in to do it, so they realize that we're not just walking around wasting time. We're trying to, do something for the company.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah. We don't want them. It could be construed as these guys just goofing around, but it literally took us 20 minutes to whip out a, film, edit,
3 videos,
post.
We did,
which is getting us thousands of
3
views.
videos. I'm going to look up what those are right now. But you guys can keep going. But yeah,
just make sure I really want to go I want to tell the stories of the installers too. So make sure that's an initiative that those guys are the bedrock of the company.
We were actually talking about that. Like, we want to get some installer videos. Because we got some great characters there.
Just tell them to go stick the phone in their face and I don't want to give Riley any credit, but he's a character. It'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
I'd be remiss if I didn't bring it up.
Can you see this?
Oh no. Oh boy.
Kevin tells it straight.
That ought to be good.
12.
What's Tony's nickname? Tony, what's your favorite nickname? What is your alias? What alias are you going to have on the show?
He's just been Tony.
It's just been Tony, but I love Adrian Sr. with his Mexican accent is always like Capitan America. I love that.
Wait, what's your favorite nickname for Tony? Dale Man? Whale Man? Dale the Whale?
I mean, Dirtbag's the new one.
I like that one.
I don't know. I don't really have
who gave him
Tony.
The nickname Tech Tony?
Probably Peg.
I think that was Bouchard.
Yeah. Was it?
So, I think it was Bouchard.
And then the boys were calling you the librarian early, weren't they? That was.
Oh yeah, because I worked at a library as IT, so I was a librarian.
I didn't hear that one.
That one I didn't like actually.
So we got Dale, chief storyteller. I'm coining myself chief story maker. Tony, we need an official.
I don't know. Lead actor.
We'll take it for now. We'll let it evolve.
No. No, you're part of the production, or I don't know. Ideas. I don't know. Well,
there you go. Because I've been, like
you should be assistant ID. Yeah, assistant ideas. Gotcha.
Ideologist.
He's our ideologist.
Ideologist. There you go.
Well, I don't have anything else. I think the only other thing I'd like to hit back to is just the construction industry as a whole. It's something like, that's what we're doing with this podcast. Atomic Construction is like, I think, pulling back the veil. Like, I think oftentimes construction gets misrepresented. So you guys out of industry, people now in industry, so you get to call yourself construction professionals, which is something I'm super proud of. But talk to the tech people, talk to the medical sales people, talk to the out of industry people. What would you have to say about being a builder?
That's to me. I would say that what I'm seeing is like a lot of people. There's a lot of great people, first of all, in the industry, and not just in our company, but like we talk to a lot of vendors and a lot of different contractors and stuff. And there's a lot of great people that we meet. Man, it's hard to say the differences. It's completely different industry, so everything theoretically is different, but in a lot of ways, it comes down to the grit, like it's one of our values, and just being ready to jump into shit and not like being afraid. I think when I first started, I'll never forget, I was very, very hesitant about giving quotes and stuff. And then talking to Kevin, like just saying, hey, you're going to mess up. Like, it's going to happen. Don't be afraid, like learn from the mistakes, get better at it. And I think just not being afraid to get your hands dirty, to make mistakes. And again, I think that's something that goes along with our values, being authentic and just owning if you make a mistake. Like, I screwed up. I can't tell you how many times I've said that the last 4 years, where I'll say it by the end of the day. I'll probably have to apologize for something. But again, I mean, I've talked to Dusty about this, I think yesterday or Wednesday, and we talked about it. And it's like, we all make mistakes. We're not trying to hide the fact that we make mistakes. Like, that's why, I own that we're not perfect fence. We're complete fence.
I dig that.
Like, so.
I mean, we gotta shout out Peopletunity. Like when we're hiring, like, if you're showing, like, we can see that you're someone that's going to grow, like, we want you here. Like, I don't care if you've got, a lack of experience. If I can see, it's just like you're, joining the football team or whatever, you're giving your 110%. Like, we want you here. We don't want the guy that knows 110%, but only gives 50%, because that's just going to drag us down. We can teach someone 110%. So I'm at like 45 right now. I'm trying to get up to 60 by the end of the year.
So you're seeking almost excellence, since we've already,
Yes,
we didn't even say, we didn't prep this or anything, but we literally just hit like 4 of our 5 values.
I was just going to say, we got the only one I
think we mission minded.
So we hit them all there. So grit, work hard. What's that?
Which the fact that we're having this conversation and Tony and I can easily just spit that stuff out, like it's just part of like our understanding now, shows how far we've come as a company to really make that stuff important to us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we have to think about it. It's not like I have it written down or Tony's got it written down. It's just like we know it, which is kind of cool. It's not forced upon us. It's important to us.
We just exude them. So what are they? Let's give the listener.
I have no idea. Grit, authenticity, mission-minded, people-tunity, and seeks excellence.
Got them all.
Bonus.
That's us. In a nutshell. I think we hit them all today. Well, guys, I'd say thanks for coming on. I really do. I cherish both of you. I think it's each of your stories is really special to the Complete Fun story, and I think it's going to be really fun as we go emerge into the matrix and.
No, this was fun. I was actually pretty nervous about this because I was trying to get information out of Kevin. Like, can you give me some info? And he gave me nothing pretty much. So I was kind of nervous coming into it. Like, even with our videos, it's funny. I get a little nervous, man. Yeah. But they always end up fun.
We need to have more. We need to get more of the whole military back and forth jabbing between you two and John and like everybody, because.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of the stuff I give to the Johns, the Navy demon.
I mean, am I the only crayon eater left? No, he's Army.
Is Riley? Was he Army? Okay.
Deaton was Marine.
And then Deaton was Marines, or he was
Deaton,
Army
if you
also.
Listen to this. You are a dirtbag. Yeah.
That's 100%. Yeah. His daughter, by the way, joined the Air Force, I believe.
She's smart. That makes her smart. The Air Force is where they go to eat nice meals and not do anything hard and pretend that they're hard. Go make me some money. Go make somebody happy. And I appreciate each of you, even though you never worked, Tony. Oh, and to the competitors, and I'm going to start this. Like something that I take really, I take a lot of pride in is the people that recruit my people, and my people say no. So you may want either of these people. Go ahead, try and make them an offer. You can't have them. I know you can't have them, but I dare you to try.
$1 million.
I appreciate you guys.
All right.
Thanks, Hound.
Those guys are special. If you want to recruit them, go ahead and try. Thanks for listening. We appreciate Pineapple Production for keeping us rolling. To you, the listener, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. There's going to be more of my Complete Fence family on here. If you liked it, smash the like button, comment, subscribe. I don't know if you can even subscribe, share with friends, whatever that is. And the whole thesis of this podcast is to elevate the voice of the trade. So if you're somebody that would want to come on or know somebody that would want to come on, like come one, come all. I think the trades are really special, and we want to tell your builder story here on this podcast. So this voice is your voice. Come on over. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Go build better. Later.